Hello, everybody in the tea land. This is Linda Talaferro coming to you with the Tea Tuesday. And I'm actually coming to you from Gothenburg, Sweden. So I'm traveling over the next couple of weeks and didn't want to abandon the Tea Tuesday. So I apologize. I think I advertised this for about 25 minutes ago and I'm a little late because we had a late dinner. So I apologize for being late to the Tea Tuesday. The subject tonight is title struck. And I've advertised that over the couple of weeks. And what I mean by title struck is, are you focused on what your business card says? I mean, is that what is important to you? Is that what defines you in your role in corporate America? Because at times we can get wrapped around what's on that pretty business card when, as Kareem said in my posting, and I appreciate you, Kareem, for replying, as Kareem says, we can have pretty business cards with minimal to no substance. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I was sharing with my husband that I was going to talk on this subject, and he made a statement to me that I thought was perfect. He was like, "Yeah, Linda, so like head dishwasher. So your business card says you're the head, but you're still the dishwasher." And so my purpose in talking about this subject is to make sure that as we as women, or frankly, as whoever we are, men, women, in our corporate journey, that we don't get wrapped around what's in our business card. I will tell you that in my career, for about a 10-year segment, my title director didn't change over 10 years. But what changed was what I was director of. So I started as a director of a business unit. Then I grew to include director of quality and OpEx, director of quality OpEx and program management, director of the Americas, and then eventually director of global quality. My point to you is, as you're on this corporate journey within corporate America, don't get so focused on what's on that business card. More that you should be focused on is, what's the depth and breadth of your assignment? How much impact do you have in authority in your role, responsibility, depth and breadth of your scope of your assignment? You know, is it just North America? Is it the Americas? Is it a global role? But that title, that specific director, senior manager, manager may not change. But what you're looking for is to be able to experience more, to have more of a skill set that you can bring to your overall resume. You know, I was talking to one of my clients not long ago, and she was sharing with me that she just didn't want to play the game, in her words, of that entry-level position. She felt she was worth more than that, and kudos to her for, reflecting upon herself and saying, I need more. But truly, when you take a look at all that she's done in that time frame that we were reviewing, she spent most of her time moving around from customer service to health to HR to conflict management to diversity. She didn't really spend any amount of time in one particular field in order to develop that skill set that she would bring value to the table. So each time she changed positions and changed companies, she entered into that company in an entry-level position. And she was frustrated with that and wondering, how come I am not the director? Why am I not a vice president? I mean, clearly, over the past 10, 12 years, I have enough experience, she thought, and enough education that says I should have that title. When in essence, when you looked at her resume, when you spoke to her, because she had been literally all over the place, she had not established any length of time that would translate to having a skill set in one particular area, which is why she was continually getting entry-level positions. That was an issue for her, frankly. I mean, that was really an issue for her. I mean, she really felt like Look, I deserve more. And I actually asked her this question: are you title struck? Are you so wrapped up what's in that card that you hand to someone when you introduce yourself that you're not really concerned about what you bring into the table? You're not concerned about your depth of experience, what value you add. You're more concerned about the words that are on the title. And as Kareem shared, really pretty business card with no depth or substance. And Kareem, I'm feeling you on that. I've seen a lot of really pretty nice business cards, and they have these little titles on them. But as I have some dialogue and I exchange with that individual, I find there's no depth or substance. So, I'm asking you to take a reflection, put that mirror up in your face and say, look, am I caught up in that? Am I title struck? Those of us a lot of us can understand what struck means when we're caught up in what things look like versus what real substance that they have. If you're title struck, you're going to be in this vicious downward spiral, unfortunately, in your corporate career, until you wrap your head around the fact that it really doesn't matter what's on my business card as much as it matters the depth, the breadth, the impact I have in the role that I have in my role at whatever corporation or company I'm in. Do I make impact? Can I make a difference in the trajectory of the business? Am I involved in strategy? Can I make a meaningful change? Am I a change agent and making meaningful change in the corporation? If you're doing that and your title says dishwasher, as my husband would say, or not head dishwasher, then I'd say you've got the right role because you're making meaningful impact. If it doesn't say head dishwasher, okay, but what it does represent is the amount of purpose and position you are bringing to the organization that you're in, and the position that you hold truly in the organization. Like I said, if you were to search me on LinkedIn, you'll find that for I know at least 10 years, my title of director didn't change. I was the director of something for 10 years. But as you will look at my past, that scope, that depth, that breadth, that area of responsibility and authority grew each year, each 2 to 3 years that I stayed at that, in some people's minds, director role. I even stepped out of quality in some areas and was responsible for environmental health and safety. I was responsible for program management. I was responsible for OpEx. And that just better positioned me as a well-rounded, ready senior executive when this vice president role was presented to me. So bottom line, this is not a long Tea Tuesday today because it's very poignant and very to the point. Don't be title struck. Don't be so hung up on whether your business card says director, vice president, senior manager, but be more focused on what is the role that you have, how much depth and breadth and impact does that role have. And believe me, that business card is just a piece of paper. When that person actually engages with you, interacts with you, has conversation with you, once you exchange a business card, they'll get the point of what your value that you bring to the organization. And interesting enough, in the networking world, whether or not they'd be interested in you in another role in their organization. So again, don't be so title struck. Don't be hung up on those words on the business card, or as my brother Kareem says, pretty business cards with no substance. All right, this is the Tea Tuesday. Have a good evening, good day, good morning, no matter where you are in the world, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care.